Hi, today's an interesting video. We have an African American inventor who was born right here in Chelsea, known as Lewis Latimer. He was born in 1848 on September 4th here in Chelsea. Hola, mi nombre es Lewis Latimer. And this is all um, a part of a history and art exhibit found on 456 Broadway right here in Chelsea. It's put together by the Chelsea Cultural Council with help from the Department of Public Works, so you can check it out. It's just about 2 spots down from McDonald's. And this is all done from the perspective of Lewis Latimer. As you see on the slides, it uses first person. I may be using third person because I'm not Lewis Latimer, I'm Mr. Lime. 1848, he is born September 4th. And we jump all the way to 1876, and it has this wow. It says that he drafted all the drawings which explained how the telephone works and submitted them for approval. It goes on to add the person who worked with Bell, Alexander Graham Bell, on February 14th, 1876, files with the U.S. Patent Office. So a patent is anything that sort of reserves or legalizes an invention. Inventors use them to get credit for what they've done, and Latimer and Bell had many of them. And then it goes on to say that Alexander Bell received the patent for the telephone in 1876. Now in 1879, personal perspective here from Latimer is that Mary and his wife Mary and himself relocate to Bridgeport, Connecticut, where many inventors were already trying to make a name for themselves. So it's a hot spot for inventors. This is about 4 hours southwest of Chelsea, down in Connecticut. As he looked for a job as a draftsman, he made money paper hanging for stores, similar to something he did as a kid. And he goes on to find work at the Follansbee machine shop. While he's working there, he's spotted by Hiram Maxim, the founder and chief electrician for the U.S. Electric Lighting Company. Hiram was so impressed by the draftsmanship skills that Latimer had that just a week later he decides to hire Latimer. In 1882, Latimer is assigned to oversee the construction of the Weston Electric Company all the way across the Atlantic Ocean in London, England. His skills are so good that he's now known worldwide and actually crosses the ocean to take his talents to England. While in London, he teaches workers how to reproduce light bulbs and filaments. This same year, he receives a patent for the invention of a certain new and useful improvements in the manufacture of carbons for electric lamps, an improved method for the production of carbon filament for light bulbs. So he really hones his skills here, teaches others, and he even earned the patent for his work on the filament there. In 1884, he crosses paths with another famous inventor and works together with Thomas Edison. He's hired by Edison in 1884. Here, he's responsible for collecting information that can be put to use in lawsuits concerning some of the patents that Edison has. It shows that he is actually very skilled linguistically, as he's able to translate things from French and German into English, which then helps Edison's European patent cases. So very multilingual there, skilled in many assets of life. Upon his return from England, he no longer works at the U.S. Electric Lighting Company. Instead, he works at the Olmsted Electrical Lighting Company, where he goes on to build what is known as the Latimer lamp. It can be seen at the Henry Ford Museum, which I believe is in Dearborn, Michigan. I believe I visited there a few years ago when I was visiting family. At the same time that he is working at Crosby and Gold, Alexander Bell was also working on the invention of the telephone and needed help with writing the patent. However, Bell was not the only inventor working on the telephone. Other inventors like Elisha Gray were also in the race to secure the patent. But Alexander Bell had the secret weapon, and that's Latimer. And we go back to the invention from earlier. Here's something that Latimer liked to focus on. It says, "We create our future by well improving present opportunities, however few and small they are." Before we go, there's some other things I'd like to share from Latimer. Here he says, remember this: you can help shape your future by taking advantage of present opportunities no matter how small or how few they may be. Good habits and good manners are powerful means of advancement that rarely fail to bring reward. Think of your future and plan for it the best you can, but now and then pause and ask yourself, for who would live if life held no allurements? I'd like to thank the Chelsea Cultural Council and the Department of Public Works one more time, as well as Catherine Heaton, who designed these awesome illustrations. And please, please, please go check it out at 456 Broadway here in Chelsea, Mass. Bye.